on the impact of President Donald Trump's tariffs. So far, I'm joined by Stuart Distinguished Professor of Law and International Trade in the Shah School of Policy and Government at George Mason University. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you very much.
Now, President Trump has uprooted decades of trade policy here. What are the key reasons behind his decision to impose these tariffs?
Well, if you're asking me what the real reasons are, I'm not a mind reader. It's hard to really know. He clearly says on the outside of to the public, well, we want to even things out and we've been taken advantage of. But if you ask me, from my personal opinion, what the real reasons are, is his feelings, his views, I think, go way beyond tariffs. Tariffs is just a small issue in the whole arena of geopolitical considerations. As towards the EU, as towards China, and you can see it right now, that he's withdrawn from a number of international institutions. He's doing bilateral negotiations with the Russian Federation over Ukraine. These are really unheard of foreign policy developments that we've never seen before. So your question is, as to tariffs, he says he wants to even the playing field. He says he wants to make U.S. industry stronger, but all the economic analysis is that tariffs are not very helpful. In fact, I was just going to say they encourage retaliation, and that hurts everybody.
Is he aiming, though, to advance a new era in which treaties give way to country negotiations? And what would that mean for the global economy?
I think what it would mean for the global political system is a total rejection of what has emerged since 1945, a rules-based global trading system, where we, the Europeans, China, have all agreed to rules of the road, if you want to put it that way. What it means as to the global trading system itself, I think it would be an outright rejection of the most favored nation principle that the WTO is founded upon. And it's basically a rejection of the way the international system has organized itself since 1945.
At a time of deepening concern over inflation, how does this measure with the President's own vows to bring down prices on groceries and everyday items in general?
Sure. Look, the President's policy as to tariffs is really, just put it bluntly, it's a stupid policy. It's going to be inflationary. It's going to increase the prices of domestically produced of goods sold in the United States. It's going to encourage U.S. industry, the industries that are protected, to raise their prices. And the bottom line is it's going to hurt the economy and increase inflation. It doesn't help the U.S. consumer or U.S. firms.
Is it possible that Trump's approach is a negotiating tactic aimed at sort of forcing trading partners to lower their own tariffs rather than the United States lifting its own? And if that's the case, will calculating new tariff rates potentially lower prices?
Well, look, if you ask me, do you think President Trump's going to back off of his threats? No, I think he will. He has already. He has, I think, look, from the time he was in real estate in Queens, New York, to the time he was in the White House, that's how he's conducted his personal, professional, and political life, through threats. And yes, he has backed off a great deal. But again, I want to make the point, I don't think tariffs is really the main objective for him. I think it's something great, a lot greater than that. And it's hard to say.
If it's not the main objective, could these particular tariffs be guided in some way less by national objectives and more by the interests of Trump's allies, like Elon Musk, owner of Tesla, of course? And could these tariffs benefit from exemptions to increase tariffs on key components?
Well, actually, as a technical point of exemptions, I think his proposals, by and large, now have precluded exemptions being built into his proposals. But the basic proposition is it's not only favoring, obviously, some of his big supporters, but what it really does is creates a cronyism in the political system where the interests of particular parties will rival between themselves, will try to influence the governments and political actions. So to answer your question, is yes, it's going to favor not just his political friends, but it will go back in a sense to the past of where it's cronyism, not really public policy objectives that are negotiated and discussed in the open. So to answer your question it's not going to be a good impact on the general public.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Stuart Mullerworth, thank you very much for your time.
Well, thank you very much.
Still ahead of